We will start with the prayer to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Sri Sachidanandan Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who is the transcendental energy Gaura Shakti Swarupaya, the transcendental energy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupanuga Varayate. So he is heading the followers of Srila Rupa Goswami, and that is why Rupanuga, the word comes from there. So the song goes like this. सर्वस्व तोमार चरणे संपिया पड़ेছি তোমার ঘরে सर्वस्व তোমার চরণে কম্পিয়া পড়েছি তোমার ঘরে তুমি তো ঠাকুর তোমার কুকুর বলিয়া জানাও মরে তুমি তো ঠাকুর তোমার কুকুর বলিয়া জানাও মরে सर्वस्व তোমার চরণে সম্পিয়া পড়েছি তোমার ঘরে বাঁধিয়া নিকটে আমার পালিবে রহিব তোমার দ্বারে বাঁধিয়া নিকটে আমার পালিবে রহিব তোমার দ্বারে প্রতিপাজানি রে আসিতে না দিব রাখিব গদির পারে প্রতিপাজানি রে আসিতে না দিব রাখিব গদির পারে सर्वस्व তোমার চরণে সম্পিয়া পড়েছি তোমার ঘরে তব নিজ जना प्रसाद সেবিয়া উচ্ছিষ্ট রাখিবে যাহা তব নিজ जना प्रसाद সেবিয়া উচ্ছিষ্ট রাখিবে যাহা আমার ভোজন পরম আনন্দে প্রতিদিন হবে তাহা আমার ভোজন পরম আনন্দে প্রতিদিন হবে তাহা सर्वस्व তোমার চরণে কম্পিয়া পড়েছি তোমার ঘরে বসিয়া শুইয়া তোমার চরণে চিন্তিব সতত আমি বসিয়া শুইয়া তোমার চরণে চিন্তিব সতত আমি নাচিতে নাচিতে নিকটে যাইব যখন দেখিব তুমি নাচিতে নাচিতে নিকটে যাইব যখন দেখিব তুমি सर्वस्व তোমার চরণে সম্পিয়া পড়েছি তোমার ঘরে নিজের পোষণ কভু না ভাবিব রহিব ভাবের ভরে নিজের পোষণ কভু না ভাবিব রহিব ভাবের ভরে ভক্তি বিনোদা তোমার পালক বলিয়া বরণ করে ভক্তি বিনোদা তোমার পালক বলিয়া বরণ করে सर्वस्व তোমার চরণে সম্পিয়া পড়েছি তোমার ঘরে સર્વસ્વ તો માર ચરણે સંપિયા પડશે તો માર ઘરે. હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે હરે. હરે રામ 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 હરે હરે. હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે હરે. હરે રામ રામ હરે હરે. જય વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર જય વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર જય વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર જય વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર જય વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર જય વૈષ્ણવ ઠાકુર. Jai Shri Prabhupada. So the bhajan mentions Goptritva Varna's title and it is from the book Sharanagati. So in terms of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, we should really know what are the 6 symptoms of surrenderance. So out of the humility from his heart, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written his bhajan. And before we go to the meaning, we will read one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions the 6 symptoms of surrenderance, Sharanagati. This is also given in the book Srila Jaiva Dharma by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So the verse says, Anukulasya sankalpaha pratikulasya varjanam rakshishyatiti vishwaso goptritve varanam tatha atma nikshepa karpane shad vidha sharanagatihi. So the 6 divisions of surrenderance are Anukulyasya Sankalpaha. Acceptance of something, the things, those are favorable to devotional service. So many activities we do, many services are given. For example, yesterday we saw the humongous celebration of the Ashadha Ekadashi and it was so beautiful. I was looking at the videos and everybody was looking so full of joy, so full of bliss, almost like I think the environment was just like Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan. So everybody was dancing. The lordships were dressed in such beautiful dresses, and the entire atmosphere, even we could feel it on the just sitting here and scrolling through the videos, we could feel that happiness from here also. So when we do such kind of services, preparing the dress, preparing the bhogas, dancing together, listening to the classes, and doing all of the things in a team, those become and those make us very favorable to devotional service. When Krishna sees those kind of efforts, even he becomes very happy. The first one, Anukulyasya Sankalpaha. Second, Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Tyaga of anything that hinders the devotional service. So many things are given in Nectar of Instructions as well. What are the things that destroy our devotional service? For example, when we stay too much with people who are having materialistic thoughts and no devotion, it dilutes and pollutes our devotional service. And then no sense control, sleeping too much or not doing the rounds attentively. All these things are given in different shlokas, different prayers. So anything that becomes an hindrance, we should reject such things. The third thing, Rakshishyati Vishwashaha, strong conviction that Krishna will protect. So the given the conditions that are there in Kali Yuga, many times it becomes very fearful. But when we are very sure and very much confident that our protector is there with us, then that becomes a sign of surrenderance, Sharanagati at the lotus feet of Krishna. If we are not sure about our parents' security only, then how can we progress? So it is very important that we have such conviction that Krishna is going to protect us. The next, the acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian. So Goptritva Varanam. Varanam means acceptance. Goptritva, being the guardian, like one can imagine Krishna as father, husband, master, or maintainer. So in the previous bhajan that we did some time back, Man Aisa Deho Geho, we heard that Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur sings in one phrase that you are my uh, father, mother, husband, protector, and maintainer. Everything is you only. So acceptance of that bhava is the fourth symptom. Atma Nikshepa, full self-surrenderance, like Atma Nivedana, Sri Bali Maharaj. In same mood, Atma Nikshepa. And the sixth one, Karpanye, humility. Humility is the, sometimes many acharyas would say that humility is the crest jewel of a devotee. So one who is not having humility, it becomes very, very difficult for him to serve the other devotees or serve even Krishna. Just a little bit from the purport that Srila Prabhupada Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given, that no one can actually give protection to anyone. So only Krishna can give such kind of protection. So this kind of faith is different from the faith of an impersonalist who wants to merge into the Brahman effulgence in order to benefit by cessation of repeated birth and death. Because a devotee always wants to remain in the Lord's service. And in this way, Krishna is very, very merciful to his devotees and gives him all kinds of protection from the dangers found on the path of devotional service. So here Srila Prabhupada Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes the verse Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto matasmriti jnanam apohanam cha Vedescha sarveraham eva vedyo Vedanta sid Veda videha chaham. Krishna being situated in our heart, he knows everything. So sometimes we forget things, sometimes we recall things. So through the agency of his Maya, whatever is needed, Krishna arranges for the things. So when he wants us to forget it, it is called apohana. And when he wants us to remember it, then he makes us remember the thing which is necessary. So now we will go through the meaning of this uh, song once. So in this song, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, out of humility, he is saying that now that I have surrendered all my possessions, I fall prostrate before your house. You are the supreme lord and kindly consider me as your household dog. Ami to tomara kukur. I am your household dog. So just see the humility of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Like having so much, so many material degrees, so much achievements also, still he is saying that I am just the dog inside, like at the outside your house. In the next verse, he says, Bandhiya nikate amara palibe. Just chain me nearby and maintain me as your will. So, one example I can remember from Srila Prabhupada lectures where this was quoted by Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj in one of his lectures that Srila Prabhupada would often give the example of street dogs versus a dog which has an owner. So the street dog, he stays outside the house and in all the weathers he is suffering. So he does not know from where the next meal would come, who will protect him. And many times the street dogs would be attacked. And in this way, they would pass their life in so much of misery. But one who is having a patta in the neck, so one who is having a, when we see that patta, we can realize that, okay, this dog is having a pet owner. So somebody must be there to protect him. So that pet dog is very free. He knows that my protector is there for me, so I don't have to worry. His food will come automatically. He would be taken care of and very much pampered also sometimes. So when we have that chain, so Srila Prabhupada would say that this Tulsi Kanti is your chain and you are the dog of Krishna. So Krishna is your protector. He knows that what needs to be done with you, from where your food will come. So he similar in similar mode, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, chain me nearby and maintain me as you want. Rohibo tomare dware. I will stay at your doorstep and pratipa janere ashita na devo. Whoever is your enemies, I will not allow them to enter your house. So again, we can see that deeper mood of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, so beautiful that not just surrenderance, but he is also saying that I will not allow any enemies to enter, which means what? Anybody who is not having devotional service or uh, a sect like Mayavad, he will not allow them to enter the house of Krishna. So we have seen that he proves it by example by writing several, like many, many, many books explaining the devotional service very beautifully in books like Srila Jaiva Dharma, which gives so much knowledge to us. So, just one book is enough to cut all the other philosophies which are not in the mood of surrenderance to devotional service. And he says, Rakhibo Gadera Pare. I will keep them at the bounds of the moat surrounding your home. So nobody will be able to enter the boundary of your home. Tava Nijajana Prasad Seviya. Then he says, whatever remnants your devotees leave behind, Uchishta Rakhibe Jaha. Whatever Uchishta remains, I will just accept that. Amara Bhojana Paramanande. Not just accept, but I will feast on those remnants with great ecstasy. Pratidina Havetaha. Every day I will honor that prasad with great ecstasy. So again, the importance of Uchishta is explained subtly. বসিয়া শুইয়া তোমার চরণ চিন্তিব সতত আমি. While sitting up, while lying down, I will constantly meditate on your lotus feet. How the dogs are constantly meditating on the pet owners. If you have seen a pet dog, the entire universe of that pet dog revolves around the owner. If the owner goes out, the dog remains very quiet. So in my childhood, I had like we used to stay inside the forest office. So I would have like many dogs, no friends because not many people were available. But I had lot of dogs, so I have seen their life. So for dogs, the pet dogs, the only center of attention is their pet owner. If they come inside the house, they will just get up, move their tail, and show their happiness very beautifully. And if the owner is not there, there is nothing to meditate on. So they will just either lie down or sleep, but stay very sad. And if the person leaves or dies, in that case, the dog does not survive much. And even if we have seen such cases where if there is a death in just the house, not even the pet owner, the dog leaves the body much before that just to protect the owners. So here also he says, while sitting up, while lying down, just like a pet dog, I will constantly meditate on your lotus feet. Whenever you call, নাচিতে নাচিতে নিকটে যাইব যখন ডাকিবে তুমি. Whenever you call me, I will just dance. নাচিতে নাচিতে নিকটে যাব. I'll call. Whenever you call, I will immediately run to you and dance in rapture. In the last verse, he says, Nijera Poshana Kabuna Bhavivo. I will not, and I don't have to think about my own maintenance. Kabuna Bhavivo. Rohibo Bhavera Bhore. I will always remain, rather, I will remain transported by a multitude of ecstasies. So when we think about ourselves, and sometimes we do that because we have a physical body. So sometimes it happens that whenever we are trying to focus on our body too much, we forget that real bhav of surrenderance, the real bhav of devotional service. For example, these days, Ashtang yoga is becoming very common, but only one part of it, maybe just a few decimal percentage, is being taken as the physical postures. So people are very much concerned about losing the weight, maintaining a good physical body, doing this every day. But the real bhav of that, the real purpose of Ashtanga Yoga is to meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. And nobody even bothers about knowing that. Nobody even wants to know. Very few percentage would want to explore the deeper meaning. So whenever in that mood, when we are too much concerned about our own self, we are transported by the things that are not necessary for devotional service and not make any sense also because one day the body is going to decay. So even the Ashtanga yoga is not going to be functional at after the age of maybe 65, 70 because we will not be able to move our muscles and body. So at that time, rather than recalling the devotional service at that time, it is much better that we begin it as early as possible so that we are transported by the ecstasy of that bhav. And Bhakti Vinoda Tumara Palyaka Boliya Varana Kore. Bhakti Vinoda accepts you as his only support. So here I would like to quote one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, the same mood of uh, Narad Muni is also, we can see in that. So, humility, all the pure devotees that we see, be it the 12 Mahajanas, Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, all of them, all of them are maintaining the hold of humility and they are showing it by their example. So let me just uh, find that verse. I think it is in the seventh canto, uh, chapter 127th verse. Let me just see if I can bring it out. Uh, so here Yudhishthir Maharaj was, the context was Yudhishthir Maharaj was asking him about that how is it possible that Shishupal, having so much envy for Krishna, how is it that he attains the lotus feet? And people who are meditating on him for thousand years, they are not able to get his lotus feet. So how is it possible? So Narad Muni here says that यथा वैरानुबन्धेन मर्त्यस्तन्मयतामियत् न तथा भक्तियोगेन इति मे निश्चिता मतिः. So I was reading this a few days back, and the meaning and purport are so beautiful. Narad Muni says that by devotional service, it is very difficult to achieve the intense absorption like Shishupal. He obtained that intense absorption through enmity towards him. That is my opinion. Now, here see, who is saying? Narad Muni is the spiritual master for Dhruv Maharaj who has attained Krishna. He is the spiritual master of Prahlad Maharaj who has attained Krishna. He is the spiritual master of Srila Vyasdev who has written like magnum opus like Srimad Bhagavatam. And Narad Muni is saying that in my opinion, it is very difficult to having such intense absorption, like how Shishupal is having, even I am like, he's better than me also. So, just to teach us, Srila Narad Muni shows his, like, he's the topmost devotees and he's praising Krishna's enemies like Shishupal. That their minds are, see, their minds are completely absorbed, and people who are doing devotional service, people like me here, he is not able to be so absorbed in Krishna. So it is not that it is true, but out of humility, Srila Narad Muni speaks like that. All the pure devotees never glorify themselves. For them, they are always deficient in the inspiration of, in the intense absorption of Krishna. So even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows this by his example when he says that I am not having even slight fragrance of the bhakti at the lotus feet of Krishna. Just one second. Radha, Devi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Radharani himself, he is saying that I don't even have the fragrance of prema. So what can I explain about it? So all the pure devotees are being such elevated, even they speak like that, always speaking low about themselves. Same mood of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, same mood in Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, after writing Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says that, oh, I am so much aged. How can I write this? How can I do this task that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given? Because just because his blessings are there, I will be able to do it. Now, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, so elevated. But out of humility, just to show us, he says that I am aged and I am old. My senses are not working. But if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wishes, then I will be able to do that. In this purport only, now we were speaking about him, and see Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's name just came just in the next line. Okay, so that's very nice because Mataji, when she says that the book starts speaking to us, I can see that example. So I was not seeing that it is given in the next line, but the purport it is written. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also thinks of himself in such a humble way. Jagai madhai hoite muni se papishta, puri shera kita hoite muni she lagishta. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, I am a worse sinner than Jagai and Madhai. So we can just see the mood, like to whom he is comparing himself. I am even lower than worms in the stool. A pure devotee always thinks himself more deficient than everyone else. If a devotee approaches Srimati Radharani to offer some service to Krishna, even Srimati Radharani thinks that the devotee is greater than she. Thus, Narad Muni says that according to his opinion, the enemies of Krishna are better situated because they are fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna in terms of killing him, just as a very lusty man always thinks of women in their association. So, the essential point in this connection is that one should be fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna 24 hours a day. There are many devotees in Ragamarg, which is exhibited in Vrindavan, wherein Dasya Rasa, Sakhya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, Madhurya Rasa, all the devotees of Krishna are always overwhelmed by the thoughts of Krishna. When Krishna is away from Vrindavan tending the cows in the forest, the gopis in Madhurya Rasa are always absorbed in thoughts of how Krishna walks in the forest. The gopis think that his feet are so soft that it would be hurt from the even the mud and soil of Vraja. So they ask that you please keep your lotus feet on our soft breast. So how gopis are absorbed in such thoughts, and in the same mode, Mother Yashoda in the Vatsalya Bhav, she is always worried about Krishna, whether he is taking his food properly, whether he is eating, whether he is safe. So such exalted ecstasies are felt in Krishna's service. So here Srila Prabhupada writes that whenever we serve Krishna in some mood, at some stage when we progress gradually, then such kind of ecstasies are felt. So Srila Narad Muni also recommends that somehow or other, one should be absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna so that he will be protected from all dangers of material existence. And in this way, full absorption in thought of Krishna or Sharanagati and the mood of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, in which he says that I am your dog. In this way, the full absorption in Krishna is the highest platform of Bhakti Yoga. So this was the meaning of this verse. So I hope I was able to explain it in a little good way. So I have no qualifications. Such exalted devotees are present in this meeting now. So I seek your forgiveness if I have made any mistakes at any point in explaining or even quoting or chanting the verse. Or I just seek your blessing that through singing these bhajans, some feeling of that bhajan can come inside me, and I'm able to do my services and chanting properly. So with that, uh, I think if anybody is having like any comments or anything anybody wants to add. Okay. Otherwise, we
Hare
can
Krishna
continue.
Mataji, thank you so much. So wonderful explanation. You covered everything so nicely. Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Okay. So
Dandavat
if
Pranam.
anybody, okay. So if anybody else is not having any comments, we can conclude the meeting here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
बहुत सुंदर माता जी, बहुत 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 सुंदर किया आपने।
हरे
कुछ भी
कृष्ण
नहीं।
माता जी।
हरे
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण,
तो
बहुत अच्छा
हरे
बोला झूमर माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता
Hare
जी।
Krishna, Jumur Mataji, very beautifully explained.
Even the singing was so soulful. Very nice,
Very
Mataji.
good, very good, very
हरे
nice.
कृष्ण माता जी। All blessings of yours माता जी।
Mataji, you are the host. You can